Hi everybody, welcome to the channel. This is Rob. You guys, it's Christmas time. So if you celebrate Christmas or it's holiday time, whatever it is that you're celebrating this time of the year, I personally celebrate Christmas. So I wanted to do a video of my top 5 Christmas decks, what I'm going to be using particularly on Christmas time. So let's go over it. I'm going to show you my top 5 Christmas decks for this season. Let's go. Deck number 5, you guys, this is the Inversion Tarot. And I chose this deck. This is the back of it. This is on a tin box, as you can see here. It opens like this. They are small cards, and this is why I picked this deck, you guys. Because it is small, because it is convenient, I can take it with me pretty much wherever I go, and I love that they are small and that I can take them with me. It comes with a booklet that is just really goes into the major or minor arcana, and that's all there is to this booklet. And so these cards, you guys, they are so small, they are so handy. If you have small hands, you can just hold this deck so easily. The cardstock is really good. Not the best, but it's okay. It's sort of like on the lighter side. It's what the back of the card looks like, so you can do reverse on these cards if you like. They are not gilded. And the wonderful thing about this deck, and the reason why it made it to number 5 for my top 10 holiday decks, is because of the size. You see, compare it to a normal size and you'll see that this is a lot smaller. Now, you guys, I can take this deck wherever I go. So if I'm invited here, if I'm invited there, you know, a lot of the times I get invited for dinners, I get invited for this and that and for the holidays, and they say, Rob, can you do a reading for me? Or, you know, a lot of the times I'll have friends over or they say, can you do a reading for me? And a lot of the times I don't want to carry one of my other decks because they're just so big. So I take this little one with me, I put it in my bag, and let's go. And so if anybody wants a reading, then we'll just do it, and I'll probably use this deck. This is what some of the images look like. I just was showing you as I was talking. And if you want to do a spread with this deck, it spreads really nicely. And this is a black and white deck, you guys. This is the 3 of Wands. Very direct answers when you pick this deck. It is a peep deck. I'm not really into peep decks, but it does it because I feel like this is just one of those decks that is gonna get me out of, they're practical. It's a practical deck. So when I need practicality, this is a deck that I will take with me. I don't feel like carrying a larger deck, so I just take this one with me. I'm showing you some of these cards. The minor arcana are of course peep decks, and this is Judgment, so on and so forth, you guys. So for practicality, this deck made it to number 5 for holiday or Christmas decks. So you guys, with that being said, let's go to deck number 4. Deck number 4, Margarette Petersen Tarot by AGM Urania. And this deck just reminds me of the holidays. This is the box. It breaks into 2. This is the book that it comes with, and it just goes into the major minor arcana. Not much to it, but it does have a nice introduction to it. So if you want to really read about the deck and really read about the artist, you will find some good information in here. And so, but other than that, it goes into the major and minor arcana. It is sort of different than the RWS, so don't expect it to be the same. For some reason, it just reminds me of the holidays. I love the backing of these cards. They are reversible. They are sort of a larger size card, and I kind of like, you know, we just reviewed the little ones, right? So, and this one is just totally different, much larger than what I just showed you. The other one was a mini, but I also like to work with larger cards. So when I'm feeling like, oh, it doesn't matter, I'll take the larger cards, I will take them with me and I will do readings with them. Or if I just want to do reflection or read on my own, then I will do that as well. So, but this deck just reminds me of the holidays for some reason. I find it to be beautiful. I find it to be soothing, and the names are different than on your regular card deck. Now, when it comes to cardstock, you guys, this is not the best cardstock, but it is okay. I mean, for a larger size card, I would have expected a thicker cardstock, but nevertheless, it doesn't really matter. And I guess when you have a thinner cardstock like this, and when the card is so big, maybe it's better that the cardstock is not so thick. So at least you can give it a good shuffle. And when it comes to a spread, it works really well. Let me show you what these images look like. I just find them truly inspirational, and I think that they're just absolutely beautiful for the holidays. Also, they're different, so it's almost like, you know, it's the holidays, so I want something a little bit more different, a little bit more festive, and for some reason this deck just gives it to me. So this is magic. And of course, we would have to go into the book and Daughter of Coins, and you would see what the meanings of this particular cards are. Mother of Feathers, Father of Feathers, Strength. I find it to be a wonderful holiday deck, you guys. This one is the Four of Feathers, and this is the Margarette Petersen Tarot by AGM Urania. And love this deck for the holidays, you guys. By the way, this is not an inexpensive deck, but it's also not that expensive. It's sort of in the middle. So if you're looking for a good holiday deck, this one is definitely one I would suggest. And with that being said, you guys, let's go to deck number 3. Deck number 3, the Sacred Legacy Tarot deck. This deck is lush. This deck has a lot of gold in it. This deck is, to me, very, very holiday-like. It comes in a very lush box, and this is a hardcover box. It breaks into 2. It comes with this booklet inside. It is very thin. It really just gives you the minor, major arcana meanings. There's really nothing else to it. It doesn't even have pictures, so that's pretty much the book. But these images, you guys, are absolutely beautiful. They are super elegant. They remind me of the holidays 100%. The feeling of the cardstock is also that rose petal feeling, and it is on the thicker side, so they're lush, and I love them. They're so elegant. So whenever I'm going to go to a party or a Christmas celebration or any celebration for the holidays, I would definitely recommend this deck because it's just lush and elegant. This is what the back of the card looks like, and they are reversible. Isn't that beautiful? If you compare it to another card, you will see that they are larger than your usual, and they are sort of on the thicker side. So if you try to hold this deck and you want to shuffle it like I do, it'll maybe give you a little bit of a challenge, but it's not that big of a deal. I think at the end of the day, you'll be able to shuffle it just fine. And so this is not an inexpensive deck. This was sort of in the middle. I bought it through Etsy and Taroko Studio 2021. And I think they're Canadian, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not really sure. I couldn't really understand who was selling it to me or where it came from. It just was a little bit... It was a bit of a mystery of who the seller of this deck is, and it was also a bit of a mystery who the creator of this deck is. Until today, I'm sort of confused about it, but it doesn't matter. I'm glad that this deck is in my collection. It's not gilded, as you can see, and if we try to do a spread with this deck, it's going to be a little bit hard, but still it works just fine. So if we go into some of the images, let me show you. They are so lush. They're so beautiful. They're classical images. And that is another reason why this deck really reminds me of the holidays. This is the Two of Swords. This is the Three of Coins. This is the Hierophant. Isn't that beautiful? I love these images, really. Look at that heart, it's just burning. This is the Wheel of Fortune. This is the Seven of Coins. This is the King of Wands. And this is the Two of Cups. And that's how this deck looks like, you guys. It is beautiful, it is lush, and if you ask me personally, is this deck a good deck for the holiday time? I would absolutely say yes. You guys, let's go to deck number 2. Deck number 2, the Alchemical Tarot of Marseille by Robert M. Place. you can see that this is red, right? And it's that Christmas red all over with the green on it. Already, it just gives me Christmas vibes, right? So it comes in a beautiful box, actually. This is cloth here. So this box is covered in cloth. And this box opens like a drawer. This is what I call these boxes, the drawer boxes. And the cards are inside of this, of course. This is what the book looks like. It is rather a small book, but it will give you your definitions. So if you're not so familiar with the Alchemical, this is definitely a book that you're going to want to have close to you. Though many of the meanings are the same, but this is the booklet. And Robert M. Place does beautiful tarot decks. I have many of his decks. I just love them. Look at this gilding. It is a beautiful gold, right? So perfect for Christmas as well. And you guys, when it comes to cardstock, this has beautiful cardstock. Really, really beautiful. Robust. It gives you just so much lushness when you hold this deck. If you want to know what the size card is, where they are larger than your regular, or they're larger than this particular card here, as you can see, and they are not reversible. So this is the back of the card, and so totally not reversible. If you want to shuffle this deck, it shuffles really well. They fall into place. They are a bit big, so it's kind of like hard in terms of, you know, holding them all together, but it seems to be okay. And so if you do a spread with this deck, it does a pretty nice spread, and colors of this deck is what really reminds me of Christmas time. And so the reds, the clear images, it reminds me of Christmas time for some reason. So you may be thinking, I don't know what this guy is talking about. This doesn't remind me of Christmas. Maybe not, but it reminds me of Christmas myself. Once again, I think the colors give it away for me. And so it's just one of those decks that I could totally take out during Christmas time. It said to me, Rob, take me out for Christmas time. And so I'm doing just that. I'm taking this deck out for Christmas, and I'm going to be using it a lot. I'm showing you some of the cards. This is the Three of Coins. This is the King of Coins. And some of these cards are peep cards, but I still think they're beautiful. You see, there we go. There's that red, there's that green, and it just reminds me of Christmas. So with that being said, you guys, let's move on now to deck number 1. Deck number 1, the Crimson Asteria Tarot. And this deck just screams holidays to me. Everything about it, the lushness, the colors, the gold, the red, it just is one of those Christmas holiday decks. The box is beautiful. Look at this. This is the side. This is the back of the box. The box breaks into two. This is the book that comes with the deck, and it is a nice book. I'm not really thrilled about this book, but it is a nice book. It gives you the meaning of the major and minor arcana. There's really nothing else to it. This is just one of those decks that was completely thought out, and it is lush, it's elegant. The gold, the red in it is just beautiful for the holidays, really. And I will be using this deck a lot this holiday. And I will be using this deck a lot this holiday season. I think that is just perfect for the holidays. Now, when it comes to card quality or cardstock quality, it has a beautiful quality, you guys. This deck is absolutely gorgeous. And so this is the back of the card, and they are not reversible, as you can see. So this is unfortunately that, but this cardstock is beautiful. It's robust. It just holds really well. And you guys, look at this gilding. Look at this beautiful red gilding. Perfect for the holidays, right? I mean, what could be better than that with the gold on it and everything? And so if you want to do a spread with these cards, it works pretty well, although they are thick. And so if you want to shuffle these cards, which I'm sure you're going to want to, they shuffle okay. They're rather on the larger side. So if we compare it to one of these cards, you will see that they are larger. And if we do a spread with this deck. It works okay. Let me show you what some of these images look like. This is the star, and it just reminds me of the holidays. You know, once again, the red and the white, they're simplistic, but at the same time, they are elegant. This is strength. This is the Two of Pentacles. This is the Eight of Wands. And this is not an inexpensive deck, by the way. Be prepared to pay a good amount of money for this deck. But, you know, at the end of the day, I'm so glad I have it in my collection. This is one of those must-have decks for me. This is Sol e Luna. And I'm so happy that this is in my collection. And also, the frame here just gives it that Christmassy feeling to it. So this border here looks very festive to me. I think it's perfect for the holidays. And by the way, this Medusa card is one of the extra cards that it comes with. And this is the Ace of Swords. And these frames are very, very beautiful and very appropriate for the holidays. This is the Six of Cups. And you guys, do you have any of these decks? Will you be using some of these decks for the holidays? Let me know. So you guys, that is my top 5 for Christmas or holiday collection. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And as I always say, you guys, until the next time.